1962. You know that 1961 is possibly one of the best, not possibly, it is one of the best vintages ever in Europe across the board. And yet, the next winery is from 1962. It was founded in 1962 by the Paladin family. If 61 is the perfect vintage for wine, 62 is the perfect vintage for cars. What cars have to do with wine? Nothing. But, you know, GTO Ferrari was born in 1962. You know, like the little beautiful spider-looking Ferrari that everyone has dreamt of? Well, at least I have. So this is when Paladin was founded. Where? We are in the Treviso area, so we are in Venice and Genova. Adriatic Sea is over there, and the Alps are over here. This winery is founded in the Postumian Road. This is a road that Plinio the Eldest used to mention because it was connecting Aquileia, the most eastern harbor of the Roman Empire, to Genova, the west harbor of what was going to become Italy. And he described this area as an area full of beautiful vineyards. Okay, so enough with the story, but all is like story. There is no wine without story. There is no story without wine. That is a good one, actually. Pinot Grigio 2019, very clear, very bright, very transparent kind of Pinot. What is there? Is the passion fruit, pineapple, and elderflower. Very, very ripe fruit. You feel like almost like a touch of sweetness, but there is no residual sugar. As a matter of fact, this wine is all about the crunchy, refreshing, so acidity is pretty high, and the mouthfeel at the end is very clean and polished. Oh, my loving, I will send to you. Well, this is the Paladin family, third generation, as we've seen earlier on. They're making these. I like actually the label here with the strings of the vineyards on the wires. This is the Ramato version. More contact with the skin. Once again, I'll never get tired to say this, but skin of Pinot Grigio is like that, kind of like white, red. Is it red? Is it white? It's more on the red color. Pinot Grigio. Let's see. I love this. This is like an onion skin, transparent and bright onion skin color. And the nose is always different. For me, there is the vanilla stick right now, a little bit of nutmeg, and strawberries. Ha dato noia questo? Batteria quasi scarica?
No.
Questo Blim. Rivado? And here we go, very different from the other Pinot Grigio. The Ramato adds up spiciness, so nutmeg, I was getting some cinnamon. Strawberries, that's what it is. It's like, you say, like strawberries is the easiest to spot. Yeah, but like it's in the middle of a lot of spices there. Give me a break, you know what I'm saying? You know, I have to say I like these wines. I find them very generous. Lots of volume. The acidity once again is there. A little bit, just a touch of phenolic, like slightly astringent, but like it gives you more cleansiness on the palate and a little bit more structure. Crunchy, refreshing, slightly, I wouldn't say salty, but there is beautiful sapidity in this wine. King Theodoric. Re Teodorico. This is one of the barbarians, the barbarian kings of the 5th century after Christ, and he ruled in the area where this cantina was born. This is Cantina di Monteforte dal Pone, so this is a co-op winery with 600 winemakers in the eastern part of Verona. When did this co-op start producing wine? It was 1952. By the way, talking vintages, 1952 is another one of those magical vintages in Italy. You can still crack open beautiful bottles, white and reds, of that vintage. So back in the early 50s, you can imagine how beautiful that part of Italy was, Italy as a whole. Italy is recovering after the war, so people got together in this cup to create a new venture. Today, Cantina di Monteforte d'Alpone is there producing whites and reds. The white wines, though, I'm getting thirsty while I'm talking. The white wines, it's funny, are cultivated on this super black land. Why? Basaltic soil, volcanic soil, that in summertime when you take a walk around the vineyards, there is this beautiful like gunflinty and dry herb smell as you walk in this like what used to be a volcano. So what should we expect from the wine? A little bit of minerality together with honeydew melon. You know, like it tastes like a honeydew melon pearl delight tea. I love that stuff. I usually get that when I'm in New York City, Chinatown. So the wine has got some almonds, bitter almonds, dry finish, lots of acidity. This is a wine, it's a Pinot Grigio that is played towards more of this less kind of like sweet and sticky game, but more on the, I wouldn't say austerity, but there is the combination of the ripe fruit and dry finish. Giovanni Antonio Canal, otherwise called Canaletto. That's the name of this wine. If you know Venice, if we know Venice for what it was at the beginning of the 17th century, between the 17th and the 18th century, is actually thanks to Canaletto. He's portrayed the most impressive paintings of Venice at that time. Not only I would say impressive, but I had the idea of impressionism. Well, his painting technique was basically the beginning, like way before the Impressionists started to become Impressionists. Maybe they were inspired by Canaletto. His early work actually was about nature, but I have to talk about wine right now, don't I? It's the name of the wine of the Casa Girelli family. So let's try. Casa Girelli started off their business at the end of the 19th century. But the new firm, the new estate was put together in 1966. This is a white transparent, a little bit of a yellow pale straw color there, so not totally neutral this color. On the nose, you have a blend of green cat grass stuff, some celery, slightly minty. There is a little bit of a menthol action, peppermint action going on with this wine, together, of course, with citrus, lots of citrus fruit. Way more refreshing. The acidity is there, way more than I was expecting it to be. So imagine like these squeezed limes and lemons that come through like a very strong, vibrant vein in this wine. Not overly complex, so on the palate is more about this super citric element. I'm actually drinking the wine at a higher temperature because it didn't stay in the fridge as much as I wanted. Usually I would have served these wines around 6-8 degrees, but actually it's coping even with higher temperature. You know what it reminds me of right now? With this wine, I feel like I want to have some shellfish, like raw shellfish, right on the water. That'll do me. Sartori is one of Italy's most famous wine families. Everything began in like a couple of centuries ago, actually. 1898 is when everything began with the Sartori family. 120 years of wine history, man, that's quite a lot. I don't even know how many generations, but I guess it's at least 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 generations today. So let's give this wine a shot. The sound of Stelvin enclosure, freshness. For sure, there's not going to be any cork taint in this wine. What about this sound? Pinot Grigio delle Venezie. It is in 2019. Very clear, very bright, transparent. Already like pumping so much like pearl drops and and tropical aromas from here. Some bananas. But then as you get closer to the wine, there is of course the citrus bite over there. Once again, it's like more on the citrus peel, a little bit of residual sugar for this wine, so this is quite, you want to serve it a little bit chiller than some other Pinot Grigios. I would stay around the 6 to 8 degrees centigrade for this wine. Sorry about my, I was thinking Fahrenheit, but let's stick to the centigrade. The one thing about this wine is that it's so easy to drink, you might want to watch out. So on the palate, this wine has got this very generous sweetness. There is a little bit of residual sugar in the wine. I was gonna get confused over there. But also acidity. Lemon, I would say lemon and lime zestiness. With a little bit of it reminds me of what's the name of the cotton candy sugar. You might want to watch out with this wine. It goes down a treat. This is a small farm on the east side of Verona, once again on the volcanic based soil. The name of this winery is Montetondo, the round valley, the round mountain. This is an artisan-driven winery. Gino Magnabosco, beautiful name. Magnabosco is like Eat the Forest, is the name of the winemaker that started off this business in the early 80s. So relatively young winery. Always curious to try this wine because I remember it being quite refreshing. Also a little bit you see like there is the spicy elements of Pinot Grigio with Gino Magnabosco. We come around with this cardamom, slightly like the licorice stick, beautiful. Some walnuts and a touch of white flowers, of spring flowers. Why I'm a big fan of this kind of Pinot Grigio? You say like, what does it taste like that you're fan of? I'm fan of acidity. I'm fan of sapidity, so salt. But at the same time, like reactiveness. So the wine on the palate has got like a beautiful dialogue between the citrus, crunchy elements that are part of the Pinot Grigio DNA, but at the same time, the spiciness that I was getting more on the nose actually than on the palate. The beauty of this wine for me, it's right in the finish. Clean, refreshing. You feel like you're ready to have another drink straight away. I don't know how much you can see of this, but that is one of the most beautiful Ville Palladiane that I have ever seen. This Palladio was like the architect of this villa is 1682. So that's the period of time when these beautiful villas have been built. The Moretti Polegato family are running their wine business in this place. Now, think about this, like not only like it's just looking from the outside, you're already in heaven, but also as you get in, you will see these original Murano chandeliers. And if you close your eyes for a second, you can see Napoleon walking in the villa together with Canova, one of the most important sculptures of that time, of all times. So, sorry, once again, I'm trying to take you to this place because wine isn't just about grape juice. Combination of Mediterranean herbs. Right now for me, the strong part of it is just like the lavender flower, the lavender and the sage leaf. Expectations on the palate of this wine. First of all, minerality. There is like a flinty element to the wine, lots of ripe fruit, lots of aromatics. So there is a very strong floral, like white flower aftertaste in the wine, together with some refreshing acidity of green apples and a tropical finish, but it's just a little touch of it. Do you think Napoleone and Canova were drinking this stuff? Perché no? I was almost forgetting. Talking about the Consorzio delle Venezie, the DOC delle Venezie appellation. Well, first of all, you get to know that the world of Pinot Grigio, the vineyards of Pinot Grigio in the planet, are basically 50% almost in Italy. And guess what? 85% of it are in Delle Venezie appellation. How many winemakers produce Pinot Grigio in this area? There is 324 of them, and 39 are copes. So within the copes, there is even more winemaker. So in other words, there's hundreds of winemakers that produce this beautiful white wine of Italy, by the way, the most recognized Italian variety. In the past, this wine used to be pretty like dilute, and in the 90s was like a very small percentage of vines was Pinot Grigio, roughly was 3,000 hectares. Today is 26,000 hectares of Pinot Grigio. And right now, this Pinot Grigio is way more fruit-driven, way more complexity, above all, way more length. In the past, it was kind of dilute and neutral. Right now, there is spices, there is minerality, and way more complexity. Basically, this appellation has brought a brand new revolution. As of 2017, this is how young the Consorzio is. By the way, the largest Consorzio in Italy, across 3 regions, Trentino, Veneto, and Friuli. Boom! Where is the revolution? Revolution is the fact that there is vineyards, new vineyard management, young entrepreneurs, young vigneron. They're all there making sure that the world can drink the delicious Pinot Grigio delle Venezie. Are you wondering what to pair with your Pinot Grigio? Well, there's plenty ways to go. First of all, Pinot Grigio with its spiciness, natural spiciness, is perfect with an aperitivo moment. That's, I think, the best you can do. So like little nibbles of course, like fried fish, sushi, guacamole and chips. I mean, that kind of stuff. I think there is no better variety, no better wine than Pinot Grigio delle Venezie to go for. Do you want to have pasta with Pinot Grigio? Of course you should have pasta. It's an Italian product at the end of the day. So, pasta. Well, with pasta, I would be quite cautious with I would go with some light sauces. You know, like you want to go like light fish sauce, or you can go like some pasta with veggies, beautiful risotto that you can have it with, you know, like beautiful risotto, like because of the cheese, the fatness of the cheese, the acidity of Pinot Grigio is gonna cut through it and make it as a perfect food companion. I would refrain from heavy ragu sauces or risotto with, I don't know, like bone marrow risotto. That could be a little bit too much. You need something with heavier body. Main course? Well, main course you can work with, you know, like white meat, chicken, of course fish, but not fish that you're gonna cook for too long. You want something that is like lightly like steamed or baked, and a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, dash of lemon, salt, boom, off you go. Pinot Grigio is basically the ultimate Italian white wine. And what is the Italian kitchen about? Simplicity. 1, 2, maybe 3 ingredients, and off you go.